In today's news, CTL Home Center cares. BVI Football Association signs a partnership with International Soccer Science and Performance Federation to provide online training for BVI soccer professionals.
As well as a small craft warning has been in effect for the BVI this evening, as well as authorities are warning that New Year's parties could be a possible super spreader of COVID-19. All this and so much more when 284 News returns.
Can you hear the Christmas bells ringing? Are you listening? Right Way Food Markets is giving back up to $10,000 to you, and yes, you. Spend $50 or more in any one of our locations for a chance to win one of two $500 store vouchers each week. And there's more. On the day before Christmas, 2 lucky persons will win $1,000. Just scan the QR code to upload your receipt or simply drop it into the entry box to win. This promotion ends on December 24th. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
I am a poor boy
Welcome everybody. It's Wednesday, December 30th, 2020. We're coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the British Virgin Islands. I'm Ron Grant.
And I am Kyla Kenesha Forbes. We are always here to deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content.
Kyla, we are almost to the end of 2020, but of course we want to make sure that our viewers are up to date. Before we get into our newscast, viewers, just some quick summaries. After 4 years, a USVI man has been freed of firearm charges in the BVI. Now, our financial services industry lost biggest deal in history, says the Deputy Premier, as a result of Governor Jasper not assenting to, believe it or not, the Cannabis Licensing Act. Imported COVID cases prove stringent measures were necessary, says Deputy Premier, and the Red Cross screens over 8,000 persons for prostate cancer and so much more.
As well, in the territory, we see where COVID-19 cases up by 2, bringing the total number of active cases to 12, with Virgin Gorda recording 5 new imported COVID-19 cases. Ron, every day we report on this and we see that the numbers quickly climb and decline, and it really just speaks to just the fluid nature of this situation, as well as persons are reminded that the curfew is still in effect as of December 30th, 2020.
Very important
so
to remember.
Up to tomorrow morning it will be in effect, and of course we never know if there will be another curfew order, but we will have to see it. Of course, viewers, as that becomes available, we will let you know.
Yes, indeed. Now on to a very beautiful story. CTL Home Center cares Give a Box of Love initiative, launched in October with the single purpose of being the reason individuals and families feel the love this Christmas, has donated generously to the Family Support Network. Customers and staff were happy for the opportunity to assist those in need by donating food supplies and sanitary items. Now, the very caring Virgin Gorda and Tortola customers of CTL expressed their delight with the ease of picking up the empty boxes at the checkout line, filling them with manifestations of love, and returning them to CTL for delivery to the FSN. So far, CTL has delivered dozens of boxes of food and other supplies to the Family Support Network over the last 3 months, now up to Christmas Eve. David Thomas, the Chief Operations Officer, applauded the customers of CTL to be their brother's keeper throughout this very tough year and the year ahead. He said, and I quote, "COVID-19 has not only brought sickness and death, it has also brought financial hardships to many of us, and I am appealing to you to continue to donate because your donations, no matter how small, will provide much needed assistance to those in need," he implored. Now, FSN's director, Mrs. Maris Hodge-Wright, stated that they are feeling quite overwhelmed with the demand for food and other supplies following the job losses resulting from the economic impact of COVID-19. Now, as a result, there is a constant need to restock the FSN pantry. She said many items, many times they are forced to turn away hungry persons, which is quite unfortunate, Kyla. She also pointed out that each person seeking assistance from the Family Support Network is required to register and go through a verification process to, of course, ensure that those who are truly in need receive the assistance. Now, the Family Support Network is CTL's charity of choice because of its role in providing assistance for the most vulnerable in our community. The CTL Cares campaign aims to make a positive impact on the community by showing compassion and kindness throughout the giving of charity and other meaningful contributions. A very beautiful story, Kyla. To begin our newscast, we see where CTL, like many other organizations, are coming to the aid of the Family Support Network. We have spoken about the Family Support Network throughout the entire year and the need, and we see where 2020 really saw persons, corporate partnership coming to the forefront to assist the Family Support Network. But one of the things that I find very special about this initiative is as the boxes were being uploaded and carried up to FSN, the very same persons who would be recipients, persons who would go to FSN, were the ones helping the CTL staff take the boxes up. So we congratulate Mr. Thomas and his remarkable team at CTL for this wonderful, very wonderful initiative.
Lovely, lovely story, Ron. Yes. Now, as we move on, a small craft warning has been issued for the British Virgin Islands as of this evening. Now, the warning will be in effect from Wednesday evening until Saturday. A small craft advisory means that wind speeds of 21 to 33 knots and or wind waves and or wind swells of 7 feet or greater are expected to produce hazardous wave conditions to small crafts. Now, the Atlantic waters especially will be affected by this weather. Now, in a release from the Antigua and Barbuda service, basically the meteorology center stated that, and I quote, fresh winds due to the expected significant steepening of the pressure gradient are forecast to cause hazardous seas. Now, the threat level to the livelihoods, property, and the infrastructure of mariners will rise to high, and there is a potential of extensive impact, end quote. Now, winds over open waters are forecasted as follows. Now, northeast at 26 to 40 kilometers per hour, 14 to 22 knots, and 16 to 25 millimeters. Now, with strong gusts to around 60 kilometers per hour, 32 knots, and 37 miles per hour, and sees significant wave heights. Now, 2 to 2.8 meters or 6 to 9 feet, occasionally or locally reaching near 3.5 meters, which is near to 12 feet. Now, dominant wind waves period is 6 to 9 seconds. Now, there are some conditions that can come with this type of weather. Now, the possible impacts, the advisory caution could include loss of life at sea, which we definitely do not want, injuries to mariners, financial loss, disruption of fisheries, and the scarcity of fish products, and the disruption of marine transportation. Persons are asked to continue monitoring these hazardous and life-threatening marine conditions. Small craft operators should stay in or near port. Now, viewers, as updates become available, we will be providing you with those periodically.
Most definitely. Now, viewers, still ahead, the BVI Football Association signs a partnership with the International Soccer Science and Performance Federation to provide online training for BVI soccer professionals. We have all the details of this and so much more. You're watching 284 News.
The win! Oh!
What the hell?
I'm freaking out!
Is time.
284 News.
Coming to you live and direct from the beautiful British Virgin Islands.
What's poppin'? What's really good? What's happening? What's happening? What's up?
Davis has won it for the Lakers! 284 News. 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 284
viewers, thanks for sticking with us. You're watching 284 News. Continuing on the local scene here in the British Virgin Islands, taking further strides in its ongoing development of its coaches, the BVI Football Association signed a partnership agreement with the International Soccer Science and Performance Federation to provide cutting-edge online training resources delivered by leading soccer professionals. The online courses are for all abilities and knowledge levels and include topics such as nutrition, psychology and mental skills, youth soccer player development, training, methodology, fitness training, tactical analysis, talent identification, and principles of coaching. FA President Mr. Andy Bickerton saw the partnership as an exciting and necessary move, noting that this is another step, he said, forward for the BVI FA as we create further learning opportunities for our coaches. We have seen significant improvement in the level of coaching, particularly over the last year, which has translated into an improved level of playing performance in our youth teams. We now have a significant number of talented youngsters transitioning from our youth program into both National League and the national team. They have been well coached and we are improving the overall standard of play in the territory. Now, the educational possibilities provided through the course are open to almost anyone involved in the game as a coach, manager, trainer, or talent scout, and ideal to provide insights is the best practice to design and implement plans and sessions with, of course, individual players and teams. As a leading online soccer education organization, ISSPF is not only seen as the trusted partner for elite, semi-professional, amateur, and youth soccer clubs, international and continental federation, but it is also a key educational partner of schools, colleges, universities, and training institutes worldwide. In an invited statement, ISSPF confirmed the partnership. We are delighted to become the official online educational provider and partner for the British Virgin Islands Football Association. Provisions of bespoke soccer-related courses across the coaching and performance development is something we are proud to work together with for the progression of all individuals interested in improving their skill set. Now, our BVI FA accredited courses cover a range of coaching interests from grassroots through to the elite professional coaching level. FA Technical Director Mr. Dan Neville, who has been instrumental not only in this initiative, but also in the creating pathways for coaches and players to fully realize their potential, concluded that coaches, education, and developing our suite of online coaching qualifications is at the forefront of our strategic plan, and this partnership aligns both elements. We will be using the ISSPF platform to upscale our local coaches, and of course we'll also be able to offer courses to coaches across the region. Now, the program has already gone live on the internet, and access for coaches will be via links posted on the association social media page. Kyla, I absolutely love to see our young professionals, be it in sports or any industry, seek professional development. And I think this past year we've been covering quite a bit of the Football Association here in the BVI. They continue to do remarkable work and we are so very proud of them. Continuing on though on the Football Association scene, Football President Mr. Andy Bickerton was on hand recently to present the Islanders FC with the National League trophy as well as the winner's check for $10,000. Now, other awardees were Most Goals, 20, Nigel Sanderson, Panthers FC, MVP, Sheldon Harry, Islanders FC, Outstanding Youth Player, Lusa Rich, Wolves FC, the Golden Globe Award, Lyndon Williams, Sugar Boys FC, Fair Play, Sugar Boys FC. In an official comment, congratulations go out to the Islanders on securing another National League championship, commented Bickerton. They played exciting, attacking football and deserved their success. They can now look forward to their opportunity to compete in the Caribbean Club Championship in 2021, which we continue to wish them the very best in all their endeavors.
Exciting stuff now. Ron, as we basically are ready to ring in the new year, and just tomorrow is New Year's Eve, and in some parts of the world, and maybe all parts of the world, New Year's Eve will look very different this year as we continue to tackle COVID-19. Well, in this next story, New Year's Eve, the event at a casino mall in Las Vegas expects to be attended by at least 14,000 people. Could be a super spreader event that overruns hospitals, the members of Nevada's coronavirus task force said on Tuesday. Now, Nevada COVID-19 response director Celeb Cage said plans for the Fremont Street Experience annual event could hamper the state's ability to contain the virus amidst the ongoing surge in hospitalizations. He said, and I quote, "It seems an awful lot like the city worked very hard in order to skirt the spirit and the letter of the directives as they written in order to protect us." Now, since November, Nevada has limited capacities at events at 25% or just 50 people to contain the virus. Now, Cage said that Fremont Street event not only violates the current restrictions, but wouldn't be allowed under any of the past 10 months looser restrictions. Now, Nevada Occupational Safety and Health Administration denied Fremont Street's Experience a permit to host its annual celebration, but the city of Las Vegas issued the venue a special use permit so it can charge for access and enforce crowd control. Now, city spokesman David Riggleman said by issuing a special use permit, Las Vegas wasn't sanctioning any event, but recognizing that many plan to gather in public places and attempted to make it safe as possible. He said, and I quote, "People are coming to Fremont Street Experience, and the question for the city was, what was it going to do to prepare for the fact that people were coming?" said Wesley Harper, the executive director of the Nevada League of Cities, who spoke on behalf of Las Vegas. He went on to say, "If they're going to come, let's do something to try and make this as responsible as possible." Now, Harper implored officials to view the event as a protest that couldn't be stopped without violating the First Amendment. He said that $25 cost wasn't for a ticket, but for a service fee to subsidize the cost of necessary law enforcement. Now, Fremont Street Experience public relations representative declined to comment. Now, according to the Outdoor Mall's website, everyone will need to wear a mask at all times and stay 6 feet apart from each other. Unlike past years, Thursday's event will not include street performers or live music, but guests will be able to watch a light show and see many other performers perform that night, Ron. Now, Ron, this story, yes, it is in Las Vegas, but I think we definitely can relate here in the BVI as we look forward to ringing in the new year. Of course,
Absolutely.
we have certain customs, but what will New Year's really look like in the BVI, and will persons abide by the social distancing protocols as we are supposed to be? Now,
Kyla,
that's the big question.
Kyla, that is a very important question. I think we're once again seeing a similar situation like we experienced with Thanksgiving in the United States as well as Christmas all over the world, where around the time of celebration and holidays, persons are finding it extremely difficult to not only practice social distancing protocols, but just stay at home, for lack of a better phrase, in general. It's a tough time because persons want to celebrate, and we understand that, but it is significant to understand that the risk that comes with it pushes us back, and I think it's important for us to be mindful and cognizant of that when celebrating, especially when alcohol is involved.
Most
because
definitely.
the truth is your discretion is blurred around times like this when alcohol is involved. So we continue to wish our residents, particularly here, the very best, and safety, of course.
Most definitely. But as the city manager over in Las Vegas, do we put certain things in place? Because right now we're not necessarily having that conversation
We aren't.
as to what New Year's Eve should look like in the BVI. And I don't necessarily think avoiding the conversation would necessarily make it any better. But we always urge our viewers and persons out there to do what is needed to make sure that we continue to be safe right here in the British Virgin Islands. Now, viewers, we have so much more news for you ahead as the first case of the highly contagious COVID-19 strain has hit the U.S. Now, you want to hear all about this, so stick with us. We are 284 News, and we'll be right back.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer in line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must stop cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works. Viewers, welcome back. You're watching 284 News out of Tortola in the beautiful British Virgin Islands, your source for honest and impartial news. Now on the international scene out of the VI Consortium, the first case of the fast-spreading, highly contagious strain of COVID-19 in the U.S. was reported in Colorado yesterday, according to health officials in that state. Now, the variant, believed to be up to 70% more transmittable than the more popular strain, was first detected in the United States by scientists of the country. Health officials said the case is in Colorado, was found in a man in his 20s in Elbert County who had no travel history. The man was placed in isolation after a state lab confirmed the variant presence in his body, and the details of the case were provided to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The scientists say the mutation of the new strain changes the spike protein found on the surface of the virus by increasing its ability to latch onto human cells, allowing the virus to spread 70% faster than the dominant strain. Now, the new COVID-19 variant has at least 23 new genetic changes, which is an unusually high number, according to the scientists. The spike protein contains amino acids that use furin, a body enzyme that breaks down cell coatings and allows COVID-19 to penetrate. On Thursday, the CDC announced that the U.S. would require airline passengers from Britain to get a negative COVID-19 test before their flight. Airline passengers from the United Kingdom will need to get negative COVID-19 tests within 3 days of their trip and provide the results to the airline, the CDC said in a statement. The order took effect on Monday. Now, in an official quote, they said if a passenger chooses not to take a test, the airline must deny boarding to that passenger, the CDC said in a statement. Now, the agency said because of the travel restrictions in place since March, air travel to the U.S. from the UK is already down by 90%. Kyla, very daunting news as we take a close look at this new variant strain of COVID-19, 70% stronger, and it has been found in the U.S., unfortunately.
Yeah, 70% more contagious.
Yes.
And when this strain was basically found in the UK. You know, there was a lot of conversation as to, are we going to close off the UK? We even spoke about the fact that Caribbean leaders are saying not just yet, but we see now that this has hit the US, which is really and truly just, it's right across the waters. It's definitely a big deal. So we definitely have to pay close attention to that, especially right here in the Caribbean. We're just hoping for the best.
I agree.
Most definitely. Now, viewers, before we close out, as we are bringing in the new year, the people of the Virgin Islands are invited to join together in one accord to sing songs of praise to God and to petition Him for continued favor during the praise and Thanksgiving service titled A Time of Praise and Prayer. Now, according to Premier and Minister of Finance, Honorable Andrew A. Foy, January 4th, 2021 represents a new day in the Virgin Islands and a new beginning for the government and the people of the territory. He said, and I quote, "We are not going anywhere without God. He has been and continues to be such a good God to us. I make no reservation about this. We are where we are because of His grace and His goodness," the Premier said. He added, and I quote, "The service is about offering up waves upon waves of thanksgiving and praise. It is for us to agree and collectively seek God to terminate tragedies as we celebrate triumphant of 2020 and seal our faith and our future as we go into 2021 with God's hands ordering our steps," end quote. Now, the service is scheduled for Friday, January 1st, 2021 at the Queen Elizabeth II Park from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. As I said before, a time of praise and prayer is based on the scripture of 2 Corinthians chapter 20, and activities will be including prayer and praise for thanksgiving, continued protection, praise and triumphance, and prosperity. Now, Premier Foy thanks the combined praise and worship team from the different congregations and all members of the clergy, including members of the BVI Christian Council, for their continued support and leadership in celebrating God's love. Now, the praise and thanksgiving service is an initiative of the government of the Virgin Islands, which started in 2019. It is a forum through which the government calls on the people to collectively pray and give God praise and thanks for the territory progressing in BVI love. Now, Ron, one of, persons decide to ring in the new year and bring in the new year in different ways. But correct. I do think it's very important, once persons believe in God, for God to be present. And we see where a leader find it very important to lead us into the new year with God's presence.
Yes, Kyla. Since 2019, these prayer and thanksgiving, as they are so eloquently named, have been ongoing. It is something that has been orchestrated by the VIP administration, and I think it is fitting. Some may think that it's a bit much or continuously, but like the leader said, and I think in this particular example, he is leading by example by initiating prayer and thanksgiving services so the people could really understand the importance of exactly that, prayer and thanksgiving.
Most definitely. Now, viewers, that is it for our news roundup. Be sure to check our daily news updates at 284media.com, as well as you can like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram as well as Twitter. It is always my pleasure. I am Kyla Kenesha Forbes.
And I'm Ron Grant. We will, of course, see you again tomorrow as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. We're 284 News out of Tortola in the British Virgin Islands, your source for honest and impartial news right here on 284 Media. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.